Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. It's Vlogmas in July 2021, day 18, which makes it a UFO Sunday. In this video, I'm going to show you that I spent 3 days working on this quilt behind me, which is my friend's sorority quilt. And so I hope that you enjoy what you see. If you have questions about anything, please leave them below. Thumbs up this video and share it with your friends. I hope you enjoy it. See you later. Bye. I'm not sure which 3 days last week I made these videos. The reason I say that is because they were so, like, all my days ran together because of band camp. I was just so wiped out. So I don't remember which day I started these, whether it was Saturday or Sunday. But I'm still working on my friend's quilt. What happened at the beginning of the video was that I started sewing it, and then I remembered that I hadn't pinned yet. So I had to come back here and pin, and I've already done 3 of the sashings. I just need to right now sew all 4 of the rows together. So I'm starting by sewing the top row to the second row, and then the third row to the fourth row. And right now I'm just pinning everything and getting ready to sew it. I had to make a bobbin, and I think it's funny that I have to do this on camera right here. Even though it's sped up, this is the life that we have as quilters. Sometimes we have to stop what we're doing because our bobbin thread runs out. So I did that, and now I'm just sewing. It looks like the top row, no, that's probably the third row to the fourth row because of that letter B. And so I think the numbers 1920 are on the bottom here. I used the same fabric for the sashing that I used for some of the squares in the quilt top, and so that kind of keeps everything together smooth. I think it's going to be nice once everything is pressed out and ready to go. I want to thank you so much for your feedback on these Vlogmas in July videos. It's been really good for us to sort of build community and chat with each other, and I enjoy that aspect of it. And some of you have been tuning in every single day, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. I am right now doing just pressing that sashing out a little bit. And the other piece is on the sewing machine, but I need to make a leader ender to finish it, and then I move the other one off of the machine. And this is the start of the second day. Of course, you can see that. And so I'm finishing this up the second day. This project is not super hard. It's just filling in the pieces of the quilt that are missing. And I really like that. So I get to do my pinning again. And I like to pin at each end and then at halfway points. So hopefully you can see that I pinned the 2 ends and then the center, and then both either side of that. Just joining in at the halfway points using pins to mark my spot. And then I'll go up. Well, actually for this one, I'm not going to go upstairs and cut it. At this point, I realized that there was something going on with my thread. I'm trying to think if I just put another bobbin in there, or if the thread broke some kind of way. Still working, still striving to get this done, and now pressing everything out. This is very cool to be this far along in the quilt. And what I did at this point was I measured. I was going to put a white border all around the quilt, but then I decided that I'm just going to put one at the top and the bottom. Right here, I'm going through and I'm pressing these are the extra strips that were left over from making the blocks. And I'm just pressing a few of those so that I can make that top border. It's really cool that I had so many different pieces that I could choose from, but I want to make sure that I don't overdo it. I don't want to press too much fabric, but I did want to make sure that I had enough. Now this is the beginning of day 3, and all I'm going to do is cut my pieces down. I'm cutting a 2.5-inch strip for the top and bottom borders. Since there's a lot of white on the left and right side of the quilt, because of having to fill out the rows, I don't need to put a border there. So that's why I'm just putting it at the top and the bottom, so that the outer border or the binding, I think it's going to be binding, no blue border. I haven't really decided. To get the to use a top and bottom border instead of two side borders. So right now I'm just gonna keep cutting. Once everything is cut, I'm gonna come down here, and you can't see it at the very top, but I'm just laying out some random pieces that go all the way across the top of the quilt, and then I'm laying down some pieces to go at the bottom of the quilt. And I'm going to get ready to sew those together here. And you could do a 45-degree, but I just did a straight stitch there. And now I'm adding just to complete that particular row. And then I do the same thing on the other part. And I try to use some larger pieces and some smaller pieces for these top and bottom borders. They make it kind of easy if you vary it a little bit. So now I'm just going to press the seam allowances here. And it doesn't really matter which way I press them. I just want them pressed so that they're flat. I'm adding another leader in. I guess this is the ender. Adding an ender so that I can pull the other strip off of the sewing machine. Taking that same step of just pressing those seam allowances. This is really nice. Look at that quilt. It's so cool. And so at this point, I'm going to kind of mark the fabric here. I want to cut off the excess. I don't want to have too much extra on it. And so I get to do one side. Again, I want to thank you everyone who's been watching these videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope that you enjoy our quilting journey. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, please leave them in the comments below. Be sure to check out the other UFO Sunday videos to see how we got to this point where we are in this quilt. After I get done with this section, I will need to stitch on the top section and then give everything a nice press. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!